At the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, the Penguins trailed the New York Rangers 3-1 at the end of the first period, and the opening goal by Adam Graves, who will have a hearing here tomorrow before Brian O'Neill, the supervisor of basically officials and a man that makes judgment on altercations and things that happen on penalties, and he will make that judgment tomorrow apparently. But Graves got the first goal from Koser and Jan Eriksson to give the Rangers a 1-0 lead. Then Timmy Kerr on a power play at 4:36 from Leach and Eriksson. Eriksson had a big first period, figured in on all 3 goals for the Rangers. Stevens is 6 from Francis and McEachran, and that made it 2-1. And then Nemchinov from Eriksson and Bukaboom, that goal at 17:14 of the first period. And the Rangers lead by a pair. The shots on goal, 17 for the Penguins and 16 for the Rangers. The Rangers 1 for 1 on the power play, but number 2 in process here going to the second period. And the Penguins 0 for 3 with a man advantage. Boston and Montreal tied at 1. Are we ready downstairs? All right, let's join Paul Steigerwald down the ladder right now.
Okay, Mike, our talk is brought to you by the people at Mellon Bank. You're why we do our very best. And between periods with us is Phil Bourque of the Penguins. And before we get to him, we want to play a soundbite that we have here from the Vice President of the National Hockey League, Brian O'Neill. I had a long interview with him today, and one of the things I asked him was if he felt that there's been an increase in the number of stick incidents with guys slashing each other as a common practice in the game, and this is what he had to say.
No, I don't think there has been an increasing number. In fact, I think it's just the opposite. We've had some, but I think they're quite isolated, and I've been very impressed with the quality of our officiating this year. We've had some difficulties, but we are always concerned where the stick is being used because of what can happen in a case like this, to put out a star player. And I think that the rules we have in place are extremely severe, probably the most severe of all hockey leagues in the world. And if that's not sufficient to control the sticks, but I think the biggest thing we have to do now is to get the players respecting each other a little more.
So Brian O'Neill saying, Phil Bourque, that the players should respect each other a little bit more, and I guess that's a part of the game, or a part of this whole problem that maybe not a lot of people talk about. I think people look for the referees to solve all the problems. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think you're going to get too much respect out there from 2 teams battling for the big banana, which is the Stanley Cup. You know, we have no respect for the New York Rangers. In fact, as the series goes on, you learn to hate the other team. And you know, the stick incidents, I think the intensity is very high, and when you have a high intensity play out there, you're going to have stuff like that.
Okay, Phil, in the first period, obviously, I know everybody's emotions running very high, and there's a lot of anger, as you say, and maybe hatred, that would be a good word. How do you channel that? How do you channel that energy so that you're making good things happen for yourselves as a hockey team? Well,
it's a fine line between being too intense and not having enough intensity. And the way to channel your energy is put the puck in the net and give a good clean check, look a guy right in the chest, and hit him as hard as you can with a clean check. And that's the best way to go about it, because you know, when you're on the other end of a check like that, you know it and you feel it, and it slows you down a bit.
Has it been difficult for the guys to focus in on what your jobs are on the ice tonight in this hockey game with all the talk and the questions? And heck, I started off this interview by asking you about it. Right. I mean, I'm just wondering about it, Bourque, if it's difficult to concentrate on the things that got you to the National Hockey League in the first time, skating, shooting, and passing and scoring.
Well, the first period wasn't our best period, but you'll see a different team out there the second period, that's for sure. But there's been a lot of controversy, of course, that everybody's talked about and heard about, and I think we just need to forget about that right now. The most important thing is to win this hockey game, and I said it before, you know, hopefully there's a time and a place to take care of the other thing, and if not, you know, you put it in the back of your head, the most important thing is to win this game and win this series.
Okay, in that first period, a lot of power play opportunities. You're playing the point on the power play, Phil. Let me talk about some of the things you have to think about in that position and what the power play needs to do to be successful.
Well, it seems they're standing us up at the blue line really well. It seems as soon as we get over the red line, they have 1 or 2 guys challenging the puck carrier. So what we need to do is get our guys skating and get like a wave coming at them at their blue line. So the guy carrying the puck just needs to dump it in, very easy play, and the other guys just need to skate their butts off and get the loose puck and then set it up from there and make the easy passes. Sometimes on the power play, you're trying to make a fancy play with a perfect goal, and a lot of times the most effective thing is just the easy pass.
Okay, Borky, good luck in the rest of the game.
Okay, Sally, thanks.
Okay, Phil Bork of the Penguins has been our guest, a guy who for years has been a big part of the Penguins team, asked to do whatever it is they need him to do. If it's defense, if it's checking, if it's playing on the power play or killing penalties, he can do it. Our talk has been brought to you by the people at Mellon Bank. You're why we do our very best, and we're coming back to the Civic Arena in just a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
While you're enjoying some of the comforts of home, remember, your home can give you lots of other comforts. Like a college education. Home equity loans from Mellon. While you're enjoying some of the comforts of home, remember, your home can give you lots of other comforts. Like a new nursery. Home equity loans from Mellon.
Lucky for you, this is not the only show in town. Ladbrokes. It's a whole new theater of entertainment.
Imagine a place where summer never ends. Orlando, Florida is the #1 family vacation destination in the entire USA. Royal Travel can take you there for only $2.99. Fly US Air round trip and stay 7 nights at an Orlando family resort, and kids under 16 travel for only $179. Explore the magical Walt Disney World and experience all the fun and excitement of Universal Studios Florida. Call your local travel agent or Royal Travel today to receive your free Orlando vacation brochure.
Dodge Caravan. A special family value package means you get air conditioning at no extra charge. And that's not all. Now, $500 cash back means a price starting as low as $14,306, making Caravan the obvious choice during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge. See your nearest Dodge dealer today and compare.
Attention Penguin fans, all callers will receive a 25% discount on all in-stock Penguin merchandise, so call now. In Pittsburgh, dial 642-2019. Outside of the area, call 1-800-531-PENS. Those operators are standing by. And remember, Visa and MasterCard are accepted. Orders of $25 or more receive a free 1992 team poster. The U.S. Air scoreboard out of town. First period at Boston. Mike Keane connecting for the Canadians, and Glenn Murray, his third, the rookie, for the Boston Bruins. And they are tied 1-1 at the Garden, and that series with the Bruins leading 2-0. The other series, Chicago now leading 3-0 over Detroit. Game 4 tomorrow night, and the other series, Edmonton 2-1 over the Vancouver Canucks in their best-of-7 series. Here, the Rangers lead 3-1. Over the Penguins through 1 period, and we'll have the second for you in just a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Can't believe you're leaving.
It's my dad's idea.
Boston's so far away.
I know.
I guess this is goodbye.
Michael.
For those times when no ordinary picture will do, there's album classics from Giant Eagle. Bigger prints, dramatically higher quality, and framed in their very own album.
I didn't want you to forget about me.
Michael.
Hey, we're only going on vacation for a week.
Album classics from Giant Eagle.
Can you believe what's happening here? Hour after hour, and all I get are calls about this gotta have it slogan for Pepsi. Let's go to the phones.
Regis, since it's gotta have it phenomena, I finally got something to talk to my kids about.
He is bonding with his family because of Pepsi.
I've never seen such a diverse group of people buying Pepsis at one time.
Isn't that wonderful? We're all happy for you.
I gotta have it. He's gotta have it.
What's the matter with these people?
If it ain't Pepsi, it ain't Pepsi.
You got a good point there. I think so. Coming up next, Pepsi lovers who gotta have it and why.
The Pittsburgh Penguins' 25th anniversary highlight video, now available for mail orders only. A colorful look at the club's first 25 years and the greatest moments of the 91-92 season. From tragedy to triumph The dramatic story of the Penn season unfolds. Order now. Send $19.95 plus $3 shipping to Penguins Video Mail Order, the Civic Arena, Pittsburgh, PA 15219.
Iron Mike on rust.
I hate rust.
Iron Mike on tough.
This is tough. Rust tough. This is rust. Oleum? The dictionary defines tough as strong.
Not easily influenced.
Like me. The definition of oleum is, we sprayed this rusty metal plate with fast-drying rust tough, exposed the rusted metal, then placed it in the torture salt fog chamber. The rust didn't spread, it stayed tough. You want tough? What do you want? Oleum. Got rust? Get tough. Rust tough.
Well, the Penguins Report brings you all the excitement of the playoffs, plus lively player features, photos, and statistics. This popular new publication offers the most comprehensive coverage of the defending Stanley Cup champions that can be found anywhere. In addition, you'll get the latest news on the top prospects of Muskegon, where the Lumberjacks are in the final round of the International League playoffs. The Penguins Report is must-reading for every Penguin fan, and it's on sale now at all area newsstands and the Civic Arena gift shop. And you can stop on by and pick one up. It's a great publication to find out about what's happening with the Pittsburgh Penguins. At the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, the Rangers lead the Pens 3-1 at the end of one period. We'll go through the goal scoring and what happened in the period. We'll do that in just a moment. 3-1 Rangers on the Penguins Hockey Network.
If it's the right beer now, then in 10 minutes, it won't be the right beer anymore, will it? Because now will be over, and you won't have anything to drink. So maybe it's time for you to write and star in an intelligent beer commercial. Call the Pittsburgh Brewing Company at 692-1101 now.
These are the machines of the 90s.
Fuel injection, overhead cams, fully valve.
Today's high-tech engines demand high-tech protection. Kendall Motor Oil is specifically designed to provide the ultimate protection against heat and wear under the most extreme conditions. Don't take a chance with your high-tech engine. Use Kendall Motor Oil, formulated to protect your high-tech engine. Kendall Motor Oil, pour in the protection. Kendall, available at these locations.
Penguin Hockey is brought to you by Sears Brand Central, the brands you want at the store you trust. Sears Brand Central. By Acura and the Western Pennsylvania Acura dealer. If you drive an Acura, you'll buy an Acura. And by Mellon Bank, this game is brought to you by the people at Mellon Bank. Your why, we do our very best.
Well, Adam Graves scored the first goal in this hockey game. Barrasso going down. He fired one up to the upper left-hand corner to the far post. His fifth goal of the playoffs. Koser and Erickson assisting at 3:45. And that was after the Penguins had a chance on the power play and they were failed to click on it. But then the Rangers getting a goal from Tim Kerr, his first of the year. Leach and Gartner 4:36, first playoff goal, of course, that is. That tied it at 1 on the power play. And then Kevin Stevens scoring for the Penguins, going to the net, taking a great pass from Ronnie Francis. McEachern also assisting at 11 minutes. And then kind of a strange goal where the Penguins got their signals crossed behind the net. Larry Murphy had to just dump the puck up the boards. Shot came back to the net. Barrasso stopped it. But Erickson and Nemchinov were in front. Nemchinov able to find the empty net and make it 3-1. And that's where we stand now with 2 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jaromir Jagr as the second period's about to begin.
Well, McEachran will take center ice with Bork, and Yager comes immediately to the play. Let's see if he stays on here, and he will. And the puck lifted to the Penguin zone. The Rangers moving right to left here in the second period. And Yager belted and knocked down on a heavy check by Paul Broughton. Broughton's got a lot of toughness or strength for a little guy, about 5'10". When he hits, he's like Bob Airy. He puts the body into, and he makes good contact, and he makes a lot of good, clean, hard checks. And let's steer it to the Rangers in. Patrick around the boards. Cut off by Pack, who made the play, but it comes off the wood, and the Rangers steal. Randy Gillen going to the Penguin line. Leaves the puck over to Chris King, and he'll shoot it in. The Penguins have to chase back and take command of it. Phil Bourque rambles out of his own zone. Borky around one man, shoots to the blue line, knocked away by Bukaboom. Bourque gets it back, winded around to the right wing corner. Trottier plays the man, takes him out of the action, but the Rangers are right there, and Adam Graves could not clear. Bourque put it down the boards. Graves now brings it out. And on the play to center, they lose it. The Armour Yager dish it up to Stevens, who's just on down the right wing against Leach, and he tried to shoot it to the net. It was blocked by Leach. Off the far corner, Yager of the Penguins has the puck. He put it in front of it right by Francis. Off down to Stanton. He fakes a shot, moves in. He's got to play here. Moves in and puts it in front. Score! The Penguins get a goal! It's Ronnie Francis, I believe, who gets it. And the Penguins make it 3-2. Oh, Richter doesn't know whether to cry or wind his watch. He doesn't know where Francis came from, but it's in the net. And the Penguins make it 3-2.
Good play by Paul Stanton that time, coming to the net, realizing that he had an opportunity to find somebody in front, and he made a good pass. O'Grodnik came out to challenge him. He kind of faked the shot and was able to dance around O'Grodnik, put it right through the goal mouth, and Yager stepping in there also. But I think Francis is the guy who's going to get the goal. And Mike Richter is back in the crease and doesn't make any effort to stop that centering pass by Stanton.
If Ronnie Francis does get the goal, and I believe he will be his second of the playoffs, and he has figured in on both Penguin goals. Stan made a beautiful play. He really did, to help make that maneuver work right in front. So the Penguins strike early. And that's what they wanted to do here in the second period and make it 3-2. Now Gordy Roberts gets the puck back to Larry Murphy and on to McEachran. Here's the play to center. Francis after it again. Kicks it ahead of the Rangers zone. Delayed offside. The Rangers work that out. And here they come. Mike Gardner throw it right back into the left wing corner of the Penguin zone. Jan Eriksson went in. Eriksson lost it. Here's McEachran flying back. McEachran going with Stevens. Stevens now watching the play. It goes McEachran cutting for the net. In on goal is shot. Richter makes a save on Sean McEachran. He just can't get it home on that first goal. Now Nemchinov slided up for Eriksson, and he got by Larry Murphy. Throw it into the corner. He went after it. Behind the net it goes. Mike Gardner of the Rangers. Gardner lost the puck. Kevin Stevens winded up the wood. Can he get it out? It does come ahead of Francis back. He falls down. McEachran's open. He's one-on-one now against Leach, and he shoots it. And Leach will block that shot. Penalty given up against the Rangers. Jan Eriksson will touch it. The Rangers will be shorthanded. It'll be a tripping call against New York, and the Rangers get caught with their hand in a cookie jar. 3-2 New York here in the second on the Penguins Hockey Network.
For the last time, name the secret ingredient that gives Diet Pepsi an unfair advantage. Well, what is it?
It's like this, baby. You know it's cause the taste says, baby. You got the right one, baby.
With 100%
Sean McEachran has great speed and good moves, and he faked to the inside on Leach and then cut back to the outside, went in on Richter and almost got that puck by him. He's had a couple of chances like that. He just chipped it up into Richter. He's coming with such speed at that point. I think it's difficult for him to make the final move across on him, and he just hopes to kind of jam it by the goaltender in that situation.
Well, Bukaboom hauling down Francis, which would have been a 2-on-1. Now here's a center point. Bork and the Penguins firing. The save made. The rebound. The Rangers control, and Randy Gillen will drill it up the boards and out of danger. It was a good play by Gillen to get to the loose puck. Adam Graves comes on. The Rangers who have 4 shorthanded goals in the playoffs so far. All 4 of those coming against the New Jersey Devils. Yager push it back into the Rangers in, and Stevens of Pittsburgh went in. Bork looked for it. He couldn't find it. Yager will. Yarmer, who assisted on that last goal also, to the left point over to Bork. Wind it back to Stevens. Now the Penguins on their 4th power play chance. Jock Callender takes over. Callender swing it over to Yarmer. Yager push it in front. It went right by off the stick of Stevens, coming to Bork, and he can't shoot it. A great play by Graves to get in, knock it right back to the Penguin line.
And Bork's mistake there was to try to take a slap shot. It'd have been better just to get to the puck first and get it back to the net, but he tried to crank it up, and that gave Graves time to clear it away.
Richter leaves it for James Patrick, and here's Broughton taking the lead pass. He's an excellent penalty killer, Paul Broughton. Going to the Penguins, and he shoots into the net, and Barrasso stops that, and the Penguins fire it ahead. Murphy's pass too hard, giving the Rangers the biscuit with 57 seconds to go on the penalty to the New York Rangers, Jeff Bookaboo. Returning to take control of it will be Ulf Samuelsson. Now leaving the puck for Larry Murphy, and Murphy finding Stevens, who burst his way into the Rangers zone down the left wing for the Penguins. Off to Ronnie Francis. What a game he's had so far. Francis pulls it around to the near right wing side. Over to Larry Murphy in the corner. Murphy of Pittsburgh. Back behind the net to Trottier to Murphy again. Right point to Ulf Samuelsson. Will he shoot it? He lets it go. It was blocked. He gets it back. Right off his skate. He goes right side to Murphy. Back to Samuelsson. Slides over, skating and shooting. It was deflected. It comes off the far wing, and Cirella clears it up the body of Ulf Samuelsson and on to center. Murphy's not noted as a great goal scorer, and that's one of the things the Penguins will lack back there with Lemieux out of the lineup. And here's a steal by Nemchinov. Gave it away to Ulf Samuelsson. 10 seconds to go to Trottier. And the Penguins are going to be 1 for 13 on the power play against the Rangers in this series. Nemchinov right behind the net, and here comes the center iceman of the Rangers after having killed the penalty. Bookaboo is on, so the Rangers special teams have done a good job here in this game tonight. They had 5 penalty kills against the Penguins in game 2, and they've killed 4 more already here in this one. And off the boards in the Penguin zone, Bob Airy trying to direct it ahead of the Ranger line. Buck Hardy comes up with it. There's a broken stick back in the Rangers end. I don't think Hardy realizes it's there, and he just skated by it. And now he moves up across his own blue line. Good pass over to Tony Amonte. Amonte will fire it away to the right wing corner, and Bob Airy played it to the point, but not out. Amonte gets it from James Patrick. Good pass. Now a shot. A miss there by the Rangers' Tony Amonte. Boy, he can shoot the puck. That was Doug Way to let it go. I'm sorry. And cleared by Stanton. This will be up the ice, and an icing call against the Penguins. 15:20 left here in the second period. The Rangers leading Pittsburgh 3-2 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
In the last 3 years, over 100 appliance and electronic stores have closed their doors. At the same time, one store has grown to become America's largest, with the top name brands, nationwide service, and 100 years of trust. Brand Central at Sears, where you get the brands you want at the store you trust.
Well, Paul, we've talked a lot about the game of hockey, and it's, I think right now with the Penguins, I think the next goal is the biggest goal of this, maybe the series, because if the Rangers get it, the Penguins are going to have a tough time, I think, climbing back to get back into a tie with them. It can be done. The Penguins have some high-scoring people, but I really think that next goal in this game could be very valuable. Boston leading Montreal 2-1 at the end of 1 now at Boston. The go-ahead goal by Vladimir Ruzicka. And just around the far side, the Penguins in. Jimmy Pack after it. Can't get it. Doug Waite moves in, but Pack covers him nicely. Adam Graves behind the goal. Now Trottier works it free. And Brian Trottier will give it to Ulf Samuelsson. Samuelsson outlet pass to Phil Bourque. Going to the Rangers in. On to Yager. Right side to Brian Trottier. Trottier in front. Here's Yager with a turnaround backhander. Stopped by Richter. Bourque picks up the loose puck. Throw it in front. There's nobody there. Tony Amonte of the Rangers. The rookie who's one of the candidates for the Calder Trophy as a Rookie of the Year in the National League. Trying to get a step on Pack. Goes behind the net. Comes around. Looks for a trailer now. When you talk about skaters, both Amonte and McEachran are good skaters. Now Waite shooting, and a good save by Barrasso. Recovered after he lost that puck. Now he's knocked down by his own man, Phil Bourque. Puck free though, and Yager's after it against Leach, and Leach went diving out to knock it away before Yager could get there. Leach has made a lot of key defensive plays. Graves with the Penguins in. Side to side step, a check by Pack. Lost the puck in the same motion. McEachran of Pittsburgh picks up the mail. He skates with it down to the Rangers in. He comes down with a slam shot, and he just missed the net. Now off the right wing side, Trottier lost the edge of the skate and went in heavily to the board. And he is slow in getting up, and the Rangers carry it back through center. On the right wing, and will go to Nemchinov. Or make it Amonte, I'm sorry. He shoots it in, and the Rangers get new troops on here. Mike Gardner joins the parade. Larry Murphy of Pittsburgh trying to work it out of his end. He gave it away to Mike Gardner. Gardner now in the Penguins on a wrist shot off the blocking glove of Barrasso. Grodnick has it. Tried to feather it to the net. Murphy's all over him. And chopped away off the boards and back to center ice. 13:43 left here in the second period. The Rangers 3 and the Penguins 2. Here's Gardner bursting the Penguins in a backhander. He scores. He beats Barrasso. And Mike Gardner gets a big goal for the Rangers there on a backhand shot on a good lead pass. And the Rangers now lead 4-2.
Well, the Penguins got Gardner onto the ice, and he was able to make some things happen. And he went to the blue line looking for a lead pass, and he got it. Penguins were crossed up in the neutral zone, and they were able to make that play. pretty handily through center ice, and Gardner with good speed once he got the puck came in and took the backhand shot. It went underneath the arm of Barrasso and into the net, and it's now 4-2 Rangers.
It is amazing how goal scorers can get the puck in no matter what angle it's at, and Gardner is in that category. It is amazing. 6:24, the time of the goal by Mike Gardner. All right, Leach made a beautiful pass to him.
He had a lot of time to make that play in the neutral zone too. He was patient with the puck. He waited for Gardner to get open, and Gardner got open, got the pass, went in and scored.
Now the Pens have to battle back again. They're down by a pair, and Ronnie Francis on through to center ice, getting to the Rangers line. Weave his way in. He has a little room. Got it to Stevens of Pittsburgh. Put it in front. Hit a skate and carry him right to the Rangers. And they will lead it up to center where Ron Francis takes it away. And the Rangers again capture it. 13:07 left here now in the second period. The Rangers 4 and the Penguins 2. And Stanton delivers it around the boards, but not out. Right point, Cirella of New York shoots it, deflected, and it just went wide of the goal. Coming off to Sean McEachran. He looked for Stevens, a pass to his right. Beyond his reach, Chris King of the Rangers brings it up. Jennings got a piece of him, and the Penguins pull it in. Now a penalty coming up against Jennings for knocking down Chris King. And Pittsburgh's going to be shorthanded. Well, they're down by 2, and now they face the Ranger power play. We'll return. And the score, the Rangers 4, the Penguins 2 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
The Suzuki GS 500E. It hustles and still leaves cash in your pocket.
You got it, you got it, you got it, we got it, we got it.
If you've got to have it, there's no better time to get it.
We got it, we got it, we got it, you got it, you got it, you got it.
The Suzuki We've Got It flexible financing. Come and get it.
Grant Jennings takes the roughing penalty at 7:15 as he roughed up Chris King along the far boards. King carrying that puck across the line. Jennings came across, took a piece of him, and then added one for good measure right to the face.
Yeah, well, that's the extra one that Koharski we talked about. We'll call on you.
And the discipline not there for Grant Jennings. The Penguins have got to be careful. They do want to initiate hits, but not the kind that are going to draw penalties. That wasn't really retaliation. That was more just a matter of not being disciplined and passing up an opportunity to take a shot at a guy who's certainly taken his share of shots in this series.
Very shorthanded going to the Rangers in. His wrist shot blocked by New York. It is as if Koharski seems to spot that extra added attention you give somebody is where he will penalize you. Patrick of the Penguins in trying to get around Ulf Samuelsson. Can't make that play. Nemchinov to Patrick O behind the net. Centered out right in front. Kerr trying to get it over to Gardner to poke it in. And it went off the heel of his stick. And Trottier on the play to center to Bob Airy. Well, this is where the Penguins lose a couple of key people with Mario Lemieux and Joey Mullen, who both kill penalties at times. And Nemchinov slid his way and gave it away to Phil Bourque. He has Leach to beat and Cirella. Bourque with speed coming down the left side, a slap shot. And that stop made by Mike Richter. Leach has done everything right here tonight for the Rangers. He's played well defensively, made some great passes, and has covered players with that speed that he has coming back into the zone. Kerr near side. Losing the puck to Pack, but can the Penguins get it out? That's the story now with 58 seconds to go. Nemchinov works it up the boards for the Rangers. Sergei Nemchinov, left point to Leach. Back to Nemchinov. Lost it to Phil Bourque, and he's turned around, knocked down, penalty coming up against Nemchinov. That evens it up. Nemchinov reached in with that stick, and he hauled down Penguin penalty killer Phil Bourque. And he has to sit out. So the Rangers fail to score in their power play opportunity. This one will be at equal strength for the next 48 seconds, and then Pittsburgh will get another opportunity with a man advantage.
Bourque won possession of the puck on Nemchinov, took it away from him, picked his pocket, and then was turned around and looked like he embellished that, drew the penalty. Nemchinov grabbed him by the arm, and Bourque felt it there, and then he spun around and drew the penalty nicely, and Nemchinov goes to the box for hooking. Bourque could have let that stick just stay there and not spun around like that, and there wouldn't have been a penalty.
We've got some 4-on-4 hockey at the moment. Yager and McEachran. The skate up front for the Penguins. Adam Graves joined on the ice here.
Penguins need the big individual play from Jaromir Jagr in this game.
Joey Kocur working the right wing here. They've got a 2-on-2. It is Kocur along with Adam Graves. And lifted back into the Penguin near corner. Pack trying to move the puck out. Can't do it right now. Hardy pinches in. Can he get it? No, Kocur will. He lost it. And McEachran Put it back into the zone, and Koser takes command of it. Joey Koser trying to ride his way around Pack and knock off his skates. Koser gets himself back up, goes into the corner. A big collision now. Loose puck. Graves stumbles, and the Penguins have it. The Penguins held up Graves, and here comes Jaromir Jagr. Jagr now rushing 2-on-2 with McEachran. Jagr coming down the left side. Pulls up, looks for a trailer, still trying to make a play. He's pulled down, though, by Hardy. He got his arms around him. Jagr is so tough. And he just drove Hardy crazy, and Hardy goes to the box. And the Penguins now will start on a power play 4-on-3. 4-2 Rangers. This has been quite a game going back and forth. The Rangers lead by a pair on the Penguins Hockey Network.
While you're enjoying some of the comforts of home, remember, your home can give you lots of other comforts. Like a way to consolidate all your bills and loans. Home equity loans from Mellon. While you're enjoying some of the comforts of home, remember, your home can give you lots of other comforts. Like a new nursery. Home equity loans from Mellon.
Mark Hardy picks up the holding penalty, and nobody draws penalties on this Penguin team like Jaromir Jagr. I said earlier they needed the big individual play from him. One of the things he does so well, if he's not scoring goals or making big plays, is just simply drawing penalties with that great ability that he has to hang on to the puck and force the defenseman to tackle him, as Hardy did right there. He just got him around the waist and pulled him down. And on our Iron Man Advantage contest, Walt Komorowski of New Alexandria, Pennsylvania, has a chance to win $100 from Iron City Beer. The Penguins a 4-on-3 power play.
And going to be a 5-on-3 shortly. In 10 seconds, Jennings will come on. The Penguins will have a 2-man advantage for 1 minute and 12 seconds. Right now, they've got a power play. Hardy's off holding at 9:05. And here's the drop of the puck. Comes over to the left side, over to Larry Murphy. Murphy swinging over to Jaromir Jagr. Back to Murphy. Jennings, will he come on or go to the bench? It goes to Murphy now on the Rangers end. Down deep to Jagr. Moves in and shoots it. Save made by Richter. Made a good stop there. Covered the ground. Jagr has it again. Calendar comes on for the Penguins. A 2-man advantage. They go to Murphy at the left side. 4-2 the Rangers lead. Penguins need to score here. It goes to Murphy. Francis over, takes the pass from him. Back to Murphy. Slap shot. Glove save. Richter. He caught it in midair and holds on. What a great save by Richter there as Murphy. And that one ticketed upstairs, but Richter robbed him. Face-off will be in the Rangers zone.
With the flexibility of Mike Richter coming into play there, that ability to get down low and then spread out his legs so that he can also reach out with that glove hand and make the save in that situation. It's a very difficult save to make. Look at the split that Richter did to get that glove out there and make the save on Larry Murphy. You're going to be able to reach, but you also have to be able to have that extension with your legs, because it's impossible to reach out there. That's just picture perfect technical goaltending there on the glove save by Mike Richter.
That's something that 999,000 people do not have.
Right.
Actually, more than that. An ability. Much more than that.
It's like hitting a baseball, hitting a curveball in the major leagues or whatever.
Ronnie Francis now with a face-off here against Randy Gillen. They'll stare in at one another. Series tied at 1. Rangers lead 4-2 in Game 3, and Gillen wins a big draw there. Leach trying to clear the puck out. Can he do it? Yeah, he got it over to old man, and Gillen drives it up ice. That was a key play there for the Rangers. Gillen won a big face-off. Messier is the guy that usually does that for the Rangers, but he's not in action, and Gillen did a good job. Now Bourque coming up. Comes 16 seconds elapsed since the Penguins had it in the zone. Now it's cleared again by Leach. And the Penguins with a half a minute to go on the penalty to Nemchinov. 1:08 on Hardy's minor. A 2-man advantage for the Penguins. This is their 5th and 6th power play chances of the night. Jagr going in. Jagr over to the far corner. Around behind the net to Ronnie Francis. Francis looking back to Jagr. 17 to go in the 2-man advantage. Jaromir Jagr to the left point to Phil Bourque. The Rangers in a triangle. Murphy of Pittsburgh down deep. Going to Francis in front. His shot up the leg. Comes over to Bourque. 7 seconds on the 2-man advantage. Right side, Murphy. Murphy back to Bourque. Goes to Murphy. Will he shoot it? Somebody's got to get it around the net. It goes to Francis. Now to Murphy. Shooting. He missed the goal. On the ice. Here comes Nemchinov, and he has the puck, and he's going to flip it ahead to Jan Eriksson, who will deal it up ice. Now the Rangers right now 28 seconds away from really accomplishing a super feat here against the Pens. And Samuelson looking for Stevens. He breaks into the Rangers in to Jaromir Jagr. Jagr and the Penguins trail. Stevens now to Murphy, and he shoots it again. He can't find the target. Off the left side, Ulf Samuelson. Bank it around the boards of the near wing. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Larry Murphy Shoot it in front. Yager's right there one-on-one, and he can't shoot it as Patrick overhauled him to take the puck away. And cleared up by Yager was out of gas. He had nothing left. He just couldn't hold on to the puck. He had nothing to go with. Rangers killed the two-man disadvantage and the penalty also to Mark Hardy. And remember that as being a key part of this hockey game. The Rangers lead by 2, and Paul Stanton looking left wing to Bob Airy. That pass too far. Patrick sends it away over to Paul Broughton of the Rangers. Lead pass for King. That's too far for his reach. King goes in, and he is hit from behind by Samuelson. Now Graves will step into Jock Callender. They'll dig for it in the Penguin zone. It goes behind the net and around to Wolf Samuelson. 8:23 left in the second period. The Rangers 4, the Penguins 2. McEachran can't find the puck in his skates at center, and the Rangers steal again. Samuelson runs into Adam Graves, and the puck onto the Penguin zone. Stanton backpedaling with Gardner waving that stick at him, and it's sent ahead down the right wing. There'll be no icing, and Richter does not play it. But what's the call here? A penalty? I think we're going to have penalties coming up here. Jock Callender got involved for the Penguins. And the Rangers lead 4-2. Let's see if there is a penalty assessed here. We'll be back. 8:07 left in the second, and the Rangers by 2 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
One of the true signs of a real man is getting the proper response. Pep! From my best friend, perfect obedience. For my beautiful lawn, the total reliability of my trustworthy snapper. And with the fairer sex. Carol, darling, do you suppose we... Nah, didn't think so. Snapper, anything less just won't cut it.
See these snapper dealers: Ace Hardware, Turner Sales and Service, Ward's Mower Sales and Service.
Jaromir Jagr all alone in front of Richter. Larry Murphy got the puck to him in front of the net, and he never did take a shot because James Patrick was able to come over and make the play.
In fairness to Jaromir Jagr, he simply just was out of gas. He didn't have anything left to really make the play that he wanted around the goal. Shot back to the Ranger net now and stopped by goaltender Richter. Penguins have outshot the Rangers 26-21 in this game. But they trail 4-2. Goal scoring in the second period, Ronnie Francis for the Penguins and Mike Gardner for the New York Rangers. Gardner's first goal in this playoff series. They had shut him down until this point. And Brian Trottier at center now with Troy Loney and Mike Needham, the rookie. Rangers with Doug Waite working with Chris King and Tony Amani. Drop of the puck. Jennings fires one. That save made. The rebound. Poked wide by Loney. And off it comes to the near corner. Digging forward will be Mike Needham, but he can't come up with it. The Rangers gun back on a 3-on-2. Doug Waite's going to shoot it in. Comes over the far corner, and Jennings will play it off the boards to Brian Trottier. Trottier looking for a breaking man. Instead, he carries it up to the Rangers' end. It will go to the left wing side. Stands up in it by Bukaboom. Loney goes in. Can he get the puck away from 2 Rangers? Does. To Stanton, who's in deep, goes to Needham. Needham with a backhand attempt. That one off the board. Loney in front trying to jam it in. Now a loose puck around the net. Cleared by the Rangers, but the whistle sounds. The whistle had sounded. Apparently, Don Koharski, the referee, lost sight of that puck in around the Ranger goal. And he is called for a face-off in New York territory.
Troy Loney standing right on top of Mike Richter, just doing his best to try to dig that puck loose and jam it past Richter right in front. Richter trying to clear it also. Loney just whacking and hacking away at that puck, but couldn't get it past the skate of Richter. He had it pinned against that goalpost. Chris King in there also trying to hold Loney off. That's one thing about Loney. He has that knack of being able to get in tight and just kind of shorten up on the stick and bend over and just stick his head in there and find that loose puck and work it into one direction or another. He does it really well along the boards, and every now and then he'll find a goal that way too. He's digging a ditch.
And Boston lead over Montreal. Ruzicka scored his second goal of the playoffs at 19:55 of the first period to give the Bruins a 2-1 advantage. Here the Rangers lead by 2, 4-2 in the second period. Series tied at 1 apiece. It's a best-of-5 series now, and the Rangers trying to regain the home ice advantage if they can win here tonight. And Jay Wells steers that one back down to the Penguin zone. Larry Murphy giving the puck to McEachran, and on now to Gordy Roberts. Roberts trying to find Stevens. He pushed it back for McEachran, and that's not going to be there. Goes to the Penguin zone. McEachran's knocked down by Ogrodnik, and a play through to the Rangers end. Stevens working against Wells. Won the battle. Gives it to Francis. Hey! Shoots and scores! Ronnie Francis makes it 4-3. Oh, call Arnold Francis on a blistering wrist shot to beat goaltender Richter, and the Penguins are back within one.
You got to have a tremendous amount of respect for Ronnie Francis, the way he plays the game. He had that play already set in his mind, Mike, when he started towards the slot area. He wanted that puck back from Stevens on a give and go. He already knew what he was going to do, and that was part of the reason why he was able to pull it off. And he snapped that puck past Richter as he skated to his left, back to his right, shooting it just inside the post. An absolutely perfectly placed shot by Ronnie Francis on the give and go from Kevin Stevens. And give Stevens credit, too, for being able to work that puck free down the right wing and gain possession of it along the boards, and then get it to Ronnie Francis with a good pass, and he finished the play to make it 4-3.
Well, Francis has figured in on all three Penguin goals, stepping up a notch with Lemieux out of the lineup. He has scored two and set up the other. He's had a big playoff series for the Penguins. Started a little slow against Washington, and boy, has he come on. He really paced the way for the Penguins the remaining 3 or 4 games in that series, and now on against the Rangers. Here come the Rangers. Gardner to the Penguins in, and it's knocked aside. So the Penguins again back within one. Trottier lost the puck to Gardner, back into the Penguin zone. He's pulled down by Trottier. No penalty called. Boy, Trotz could have got one there for hooking. It goes back behind the Penguin net, and Roberts battling Jan Eriksson. Eriksson fighting for possession. The Rangers have shown the ability to protect the lead and then go on and make it a 2-goal lead again on several occasions. But now they force the face-off in the Penguin zone. 6:19 left here in the second period. Every time the Penguins get within one, the Rangers kind of open the door back up for themselves. They come right back.
Give Mike Gardner credit, Mike, for finding ways to get open. He's doing that. You saw him there as that puck was being fought for on the back boards. He lined himself up at the top of the left wing circle, and Bob Airy, who has to be conscious of that right point man as the left winger, really was unable to pay attention to Mike Gardner there. And he was wide open looking for a loose puck coming off the boards. And he's been taking some passes on that left wing side near the dot on this side of the ice, not going on the right wing where Bob Airy is, staying away from him and finding the open space and getting the passes. And he did that when he scored on the goal on the backhand coming down that left side.
And give the Rangers credit for adjusting here in this series, because Bob Airy had pretty much had his number, but they found a way to get him open. He has right now what proves to be the go-ahead goal for the Rangers. Here's Loney, though, cruising back with Stevens and Callender. Troy Loney of the Rangers in down the left wing, and his wrist shot. A Bukaboom rams him against the glass. After the play was shot out, now penalties will be called to both Bukaboom and Troy Loney. They're both going to go off.
Well, I personally think Don Koharski's doing what he has to do here to keep the game under control. Loney upset. You know, the players, what's tough is it goes from one game to the next. You can take whacks all night long and not have penalties called. And then all of a sudden you find out that what you did the last game isn't going to go with the new referee that's on the ice tonight.
It's only Loney who will get it. We'll be back in a moment. The Rangers lead 4-3 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
What can you feel good about at Giant Eagle? How about... Don't forget... Of course, there's... Pretty good, huh? Giant Eagle, where there's a lot you can feel good about, especially the price.
Well, the old retaliation penalty called again by Don Koharski as Bukaboom rode Loney into the glass. He immediately struck back at Bukaboom with a shot to the face, and that cost him the penalty, a roughing call. And the Penguins are down a man with 6:10 to go in the second period. They're also down a goal, 4-3 the score.
Well, Ron Francis out to handle the draw, and the Penguins win it. They get it back to their own blue line, and Larry Murphy retreating. Flips it up off a stick and into the seats, and it hit a Ranger player, and the faceoff is going to be called for just inside the Penguin blue line. Still a lot of time left in the second period, 6:05 remaining. Well, Adam Graves, Tim Kerr, Sergei Nemchinov, and Mike Gardner have been the goal scorers for the New York Rangers tonight. And for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kevin Stevens, Ron Francis with a pair. Goals 2 and 3 in the playoffs. Tim Kerr, boy, in this building, we saw him score a power play goal. We saw him score a ton of them against the Penguins back in '89. While a member of the Philadelphia Flyers, he had a 10-goal series against the Penguins in the Patrick Division Finals of 1989. Which the Flyers won that series 4-3, winning the 7th game on the road at Pittsburgh.
He causes so many problems for those defensemen in front of the net. It's almost impossible to move him out of there, and he's got a quick release. If he gets to that loose puck, it's gone in a hurry.
Rangers' 4th power play chance. They're 1 for 3 tonight. The Penguins 0 for 6 against the Rangers. And here's James Patrick Stepping up, he'll swing it back to Brian Leach. And Leach at center circle rams it back off the boards behind Barrasso, who could not stop it. He's mad at himself because he could not get to the puck. Gardner plays a near corner. Gardner is a wheeler and dealer boy who darts in and out. Around behind the net to Nemchinov. Sergei Nemchinov trying to center for Kerr. He can't get it through to it. Nemchinov goes behind the goal. Round to the near side to Gardner. Play to the stick of Leach, but what happened here? Kerr and one of the Penguins, Ulf Samuelsson, apparently collided. And they'll get a stop in play. One of the big problems the Penguins had with Kerr in that '89 playoff series is they did not have anybody physically strong enough to move him out of there in any way. You're not going to get, I mean, you're just not going to get him out of there, but at least to somewhat move him. The Penguins just had nobody, and he just planted himself in front, and he was impossible to get out in front of that net.
Yeah, it forced Tony Esposito to make a trade in the offseason to get Jim Kite. He saw so much of Tim Kerr in that series between the Penguins and Flyers, he felt that he needed to get a big, tall, strong defenseman, and they got Jim Kite as part of that Randy Cunningworth, Rick Tabaracci deal. Turned out to be a bad deal for the Penguins, a very bad one, even though Gillen was a big contributor last year to the Stanley Cup.
Here's the face-off right point of the Penguins in. James Patrick swinging over to Nemchinov. He goes to Patrick, right point, left side over to Leach. Leach moves in, a slap shot deflected by the Rangers. Kerr, and it went wide. Boy, he's so tough with that stick, too, and funny, lost the puck, and now the Penguins come back 3-on-2. Short-handed, Francis carries the mail. On to Ulf Samuelsson, trying to look the right wing to Erie, but he couldn't get the pass through to him, and now both Samuelsson and Francis went off the ice. Penguins quickly with new penalty killers on. McEachran can't find anybody to pick up. It goes to Patrick, it bounces off McEachran's stick, and now very coolly Stanton shoots it up ice. Paul Stanton very alertly made that play and carted it back to the Rangers zone.
And he borrowed a page from Larry Murphy there in his book. He just got that puck and lifted it up over everybody's heads back into the Rangers zone.
On the right wing, Doug Waite now drills it down the boards and around to the near side of the Penguins in. Digging forward will be the Ranger Cirella. He almost lost it to Bork, but he has it. He moves towards the Penguin net, fires it off the shoulder of Barrasso. Stunned him a bit. Doug Waite again. Losing the puck to Jimmy Pack, and he will sneak it up to the Rangers into the ice surface, and the Penguins take the heat out of a hot kitchen. 4:29 left here in the second period. 4-3 New York, and here come the Rangers barreling up the center ice into the Penguins in. It'll be Doug Waite wristing one that'll miss the mark. Coming out to Ogrodnik out of the corner, centers, and a shot by the Rangers. Right there, Omani let it go, and he couldn't find that net. Now it's the Rangers' turn to misfire, as the Penguins have had a lot of shots they've taken here tonight that have not found the net, despite the fact they have 29 shots on goal. Here along the near boards, the Rangers set it up for Brian Leach. He scoots over. He is hit, knocked off his skates by Trottier. Who's going to get the loose puck? The Penguins will, and they clear it away, and the penalty is over. Now a Ranger player is hurt. It was Leach. He collided in a traffic jam. Going into the Penguins in, Brian Leach got hurt. Trottier got a piece of hammering up into him, but I think he's going to be all right. Brian Leach working with that puck coming to the Penguins in. McEachran and Trottier. Trottier turned around and got a stick into him and then hooked him, and that hurt Leach. Probably should have been a penalty there on using the stick, as Trottier stepped into him and got the hip in, and I think Leach is going to be all right. He'll come to the bench. He's favored his left arm. We'll be back with 3:55 left here in the second. The Rangers 4, the Penguins 3 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Sold.
Let's say you bought a painting. Let's say Van Gogh's Sunflowers. Let's say you used the Discover card. You'd have a little money coming back, because with the Discover card, every single charge earns an annual cashback bonus.
Nice.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
I thought maybe that Sean McEachran slashed Brian Leach as he was going back looking for that loose puck. He chopped him right across the arm. And that was as Trottier was hauling him down. So McEachran, the man who chopped Leach right across the arm.
Well, the Rangers have Leach now on the bench, and the Penguins bring it to the Rangers in. Jennings in deep, going behind the net to Yager, turns around with a backhand shot, and that's stopped by Richter on the short side. James Patrick now trickle it down the boards, and it comes deep into Penguin real estate. Stanton back to play it. They rule no icing. And Stanton thought there might have been a call there, but he skates up and he is tripped, knocked down. Penalty coming up against the Rangers. Paul Bryden. Stanton was coming out, and the Penguins just can't ill afford not to score in these power play chances. This will be their 7th opportunity.
I thought Paul Stanton made a real nice individual play there. He went back. He knew that Broughton was on him. He pretty much decided he was going to take the hit there. You may be right. He may have thought it was icing, but
really
then again, maybe not.
Yeah.
In any event, he stayed with the puck. He stayed with the play. He took the hit from Broughton and took a hit to make a play, basically. He was able to bounce out of there with that puck. And as he skated with it out of his own end, Broughton had to haul him down. Yager had a chance earlier as he spun to take a backhand shot. It went off the stick of Richter, and then he went out to poke it away, but his defenseman, got there first, James Patrick, to clear it away. Richter not particularly active with that stick, the way Tom Barrasso is at getting out. Look at that play by Stanton, though. Staying right with it, takes the hit, keeps his concentration, and bounces out of there with that puck. Playing a strong game tonight defensively for the Penguins, Paul Stanton. And also provided some offense earlier in setting up a goal by Ronnie Francis.
16:31, the time of the penalty to the Rangers, Paul Broughton. Boy, the turkey is on the table now for the Penguins. Jim Weimer has scored for the Bruins. They now lead the Canadiens 3-1 in the second period. Here the Rangers have the advantage 4-3. And Mark Hardy and the Rangers penalty killing unit. Mark has been very strong against the Penguins. They've allowed only one power play goal and 15 chances. And Yager into the zone. Coming down. That was knocked off his stick. I think that was the first power play chance the Penguins had. Now a penalty coming up against the Rangers again. Going to be short-handed by two men. Francis comes in. His wrist shot blocked. And Chinoff clears it out of the area. But a roughing call against the New York Rangers. Are going to be short-handed for the second time in this game. This time for a minute 35. And the guilty man is Jeff Bukaboom in this situation. 16:56 the time of the call.
I think players assume they can get away with more when they're already shorthanded, and Bukaboom probably surprised that Don Koharski called the cross-checking penalty against him. Vince Koyalchik of Conemaugh, Pennsylvania, is our contestant on the Ironman Advantage contest. Well, Hardy just can't believe that Koharski called another one.
Well, the Penguins for the second time in this hockey game are going to have a two-man advantage. The second time in this period. This time for a minute 35. The first time was for a minute and 12 seconds.
And Scotty Bowman wants to make sure that they understand what they've got to do here with this opportunity. And he has called timeout. You saw Ronnie Francis skate by Don Koharski and let him know that the Penguins wanted a timeout.
Now interim coach Scotty Bowman staring on. By the
Roger
way,
Nilsson, the coach of the Rangers, who did not make it to the rink today for the morning skate, unavailable for any of the media types to ask him about what's been happening in this series so far.
By the way, Martha Johnson, the wife of the late Penguin coach Bob Johnson, will be in town this Monday for the Children's Home Pittsburgh Golf Classic at the Pittsburgh Field Club. And they're going to, the winning team's going to get the Bob Johnson Trophy. So I'm not sure if Martha's in town yet or not, but I know you're on your way, Martha, if you're listening. We will not be here. We were to be the chairperson for that tournament, but we'll be in New York. So hope you folks have a good time.
Jock Callender is a very nifty guy with that puck. Don't underestimate what he's capable of doing in these situations.
Francis, Stevens, Callender up front, Yager and Murphy. Callender's actually going to be the center iceman on this line. The Ranger penalty killer up front, Randy Gillen. He's played strong tonight for the Rangers. James Patrick and Brian Leach, the two defensemen, face off to the right of Mike Richter. They drop the puck. After it'll be Kevin Stevens to the left point to Murphy. 4-3 the Rangers lead. Right side to Yager. Does he shoot it? No. He goes left side to Francis. Over to Larry Murphy. Back to Ronnie Francis. Looks around, trying to get somebody open. Goes to Murphy, down deep. Yager to Murphy. Left side, Francis. Fakes a shot, moves in a slap shot. Blocked by the Rangers. Good play by Patrick. Patrick worked it up the boards, and where is it? It's out of the zone. Terrific defensive play by James Patrick. Now Murphy again. Writes it down, and the Penguins are offside going to the Rangers zone. We're down to a minute 9 left. Patrick was screaming, I think, back at referee Koharski wanting a penalty. And now, I'm not sure that was the case because Koharski said to him, and Patrick shook his head as if to say, well, thanks, I'm glad you saw that. Well, I'm not sure what he was talking about. Penguins trailed 3-1 at the end of one. They went to 3-2 on Ronnie Francis's first goal of the night at 109. Gardner gave the Rangers a 4-2 advantage. And then Francis connected with the Penguins at 13:06 to make it 4-3. Penguins trying to tie it here in a two-man advantage for the second time in the second period. Yager up the right wing boards, goes over to Murphy, a shot. Hey! Shoots and scores! The Penguins have tied it at 4. How for the Penguins. And the Penguins still have a second power play chance here to work with.
Well, the Penguins finally found a man in a good scoring position with a two-man advantage, and it was Jágr by hanging onto that puck an extra second. This was after Callender was able to pretty much pull off a stalemate on the power play. The Penguins were able to, on the face-off, I should say, and Jágr was able to gain control of the puck, walk in. He was very patient with that puck, went across to Murphy, and he buried it on Mike Richter. What a shot.
Boy, Stevens had his stick in there. I don't think he got credit for the goal. I believe it'll be Murphy, and the Penguins have tied it at 4. And now they still have a minute 27 to work with on this power play. Murphy does get credit for the goal all the way as Jock Callender is up in it as the Penguins drag it in and play his whistle down. Jágr has an assist on the goal. And Jock Callender is figured in on the Penguins score. So Murphy, the goal scorer for the Penguins, his 5th of the playoffs.
Callender, give him credit, Mike. He knew that you had to at least make sure that Eriksson didn't gain control of the biscuit on the face-off. He just tied him up, and the puck popped loose where Jaromir Jágr could handle it and do the rest.
Now the Penguins trying to take the lead. Tie the game. Murphy breaks in deep for the Rangers and center it back in front of the net. A big scramble. Who's going to get it? Murphy's got it again. A backhand shot blocked by the Rangers. Now Ronnie Francis, who has scored twice. Cirilla moves in and lost it to Ronnie Francis. Francis out of the corner. Looking back to Jaromir Jágr. Jágr will wheel and deal with it, but his pass a little short for Francis. Jágr reaches in. Can the Penguins keep it alive? It's work free to Larry Murphy. Down the boards over to Jock Callender. Hit from behind by Cirilla. And the Rangers will take the puck and clear. Down to 52 seconds to go on the penalty. And the Penguins again lead the rush back in a brand new game. 4-4. Jágr right side to Brian Trottier. Trottier pulls back into the corner to Jágr. Right side of the Rangers in. To Trottier one more time. Back to Jágr. Where's he going to go with it? Along the goal line. Steps out and shoots it. Blocked by Richter. Now the loose puck around the net, and Richter reaches over to grab it. And he has possession with 32 seconds left on the Ranger penalty to Jeff Bukabu.
Jaromir Jágr stepping out, and Richter just holding his ground. Very calm against that post. Jágr unable to go to the far post with it. He tried to jam it past Mike Richter, but Richter just stood there and made the save look easy.
And the crowd standing here at the Civic Arena as the Penguins have tied the game.
Jágr peeling off right after he took that shot, and it was stopped. He started backing up, getting in position, perhaps looking for a pass from Brian Trottier, who then regained control of it.
Well, if you missed this one, shame on you for 6 weeks. We got a brand new hockey game, 4-4, and we haven't finished the second period yet. And it'll be Trottier to handle the face-off here with McEachran and Stevens as the wingers on this unit, with Murphy and Samuelson. The Rangers again forcing Randy Gillen to handle the face-off. Penguins win it. It goes to Murphy. Shoot it towards the net. Leach makes a good play to intercept, and he clears the area back to center. Ulf Samuelson drills it in. Around to the near boards. Brian Leach lost the puck now to Murphy, but he gets it back, and he can't clear. It came off the body of Stevens, but on ahead to the Rangers, Jan Eriksson. Eriksson coming to the right wing of the Penguin zone. He steps in. The Rangers will be offside with a minute 14 left in the period. And only 10 seconds left now on the penalty to Jeff Bukabu. Well, the Penguins have battled back here.
You talked earlier, Mike, about practice on the power play. The Penguins have had all sorts of that.
Yeah, well, they certainly have. Yeah.
A couple times on the 5-on-3.
Believe it or not, I mean, as crazy as this sounds, I mean, the game is tied at 4. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but this is a blessing for the Penguins. I mean, with Lemieux and Mullen out and not knowing when they're going to be able to return, and not likely soon, the power play opportunities and being able to work with that puck certainly is going to help them, especially in game conditions. Ulf Samuelson pulling back. Series is tied at 1 apiece, and back in behind the Penguin goal, and Ulf Samuelson deal it ahead to Bob Airy. Airy delivers it up ahead on Bork, sticking coming over the net. Bork's in on goal. A shot! A great save by Richter there. The rebound. Trottier can't find it, and the Rangers come back, and the penalty is over. Now Bob Airy. Bork had a great chance, and he has it again in the Rangers zone. Comes around, turning, stopping, looking now to Samuelson. Off Samuelson, though. Lifted towards the net, intercepted by Patrick, and here are the Rangers 3-on-2. Look out. Gardner right side will swing wide against Packy. Fires it. The save made the rebound, and the Rangers can't put it in. Nemchinov has it behind the Penguin net in front. Right by Graves, and Bork's going to haul it in, but he's got to be tired. Trottier has the puck. Over to Bob Airy on right wing with the Rangers zone. 26 in the period. And Airy steps in. The Rangers have it. And they'll clear up the right wing. And the Rangers again 2-on-2. with Nemchinov. Gardner brings it into the Penguin zone. This line might be tired also. Graves trails the play. Gardner goes behind the net, turning to stuff it in. It's off Barasso's stick. Over to Bukabu. He'll slide it to the far corner. Nemchinov with 8 seconds to go. Over to Graves. He turns around. The Penguins working up the boards, and the period's going to end in a 4-4 tie, I believe. Loney coming back, but time's going to run out. That'll do it. So they played 40 minutes of hockey here at the Civic Arena. Believe it or not, we still have another 20 to go in regulation. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue at the end of 2. The Penguins 4 and the Rangers 4 on the Penguins Hockey Network. The Stanley Cup has come to the city of Pittsburgh. One space left on that Stanley Cup for the Penguin names to go on. The 1991 Stanley Cup champion, the Pittsburgh Penguins, has just left the building.
Visit the Penn's Pro Shops in South Hills Village and Century 3 Mall, featuring an exclusive line of 25th anniversary merchandise. To order by phone, call 642-2019.
Savor the silver.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You mean, if I join Health America now, I get all that full coverage, all those savings, and I can still use my own gynecologist for my annual checkup? Where do I sign?
When it comes to your feelings, Health America responds again. Check your company's plan. Chances are it already includes this new benefit.
The sun, the surf, the sand, the babes, the beach. The truth, it's 3,000 miles away and has nothing to do with Pittsburgh or beer. It's time to take action. It's time for you to write and star in your own beer commercial. Call the Pittsburgh Brewing Company at 692-1101. Now.
Iron Mike on Rust.
I hate Rust.
Iron Mike on Tough.
This is tough. Rust tough. This is Rust. Oleum? The dictionary defines tough as strong, not easily influenced, like me. The definition of oleum is, we sprayed this rusty metal plate with fast-drying Rust Tough, exposed the rusted metal, then placed it in the torture salt fog chamber. The rust didn't spread, it stayed tough. You want tough? What do you want? Oleum. Got rust? Get tough. Rust Tough.